Hi, how are you today? Check out my awesome blanket forts. I am just hanging out in here and I'm having a good old time. And I have lots of stuff with me. I have markers and paper. I have my favorite buddy. I have some of my favorite snacks. I have a flashlight for when it gets dark outside. I have a nice cozy blanket and a nice fuzzy pillow. And of course, I have a book. This book is called Hugless and the Big Sleepover, and it is written by David Melling. Hugless and the Big Sleepover. Douglas was packing all his things for Rabbit's sleepover. He had a lot of stuff, but there was plenty of room at Rabbit's. He packed his honeybee pajamas, a toothbrush, and a storybook. He was very excited. I hope Rabbit reads a bedtime story, thought Douglas as he set off into the woods. His bag was very heavy with all his things. First, he got stuck, and then he got lost. He climbed up the nearest tree to see where he was. Only the tree he chose was quite thin and very, very bendy. Snap! Ouch! Douglas crashed to the ground and nearly squashed Little Sheep. "Hello," said Douglas. "I'm going to Rabbit's for a sleepover, but I'm lost." "I know the way," Little Sheep squeaked. Douglas smiled. "Why don't you come along too? There's plenty of room at Rabbit's." Douglas scrambled out of the bush and brushed himself off. Funny, he thought. My bag feels even heavier now. At last, they arrived at Rabbit's house. "Hoo, hoo! You won't fit," Owl hooted. "I only brought one little friend," said Douglas, "and there's plenty of room at Rabbit's." "What about us?" cried the sheep. Rabbit was very happy to see everyone. "I love having sheep over for sleepovers," she laughed, and she waved them all into her house, one by one by one. "Your front door does look small," bowed one little sheep. "Nonsense," said Rabbit. "There's plenty of room." Poor Douglas. They pushed and they pulled. "I don't think this is working," said Douglas. "Wait a minute," cried Rabbit, snapping her fingers. "I'll dig a bigger hole." "There now," puffed Rabbit. "Isn't that cozy?" Douglas wasn't so sure. "When are you going to read us a bedtime story, Rabbit?" asked Little Sheep. "As soon as I get in," Rabbit replied. "Snuggle up." Everyone shuffled and shifted and squeezed about. "There's no more room at Rabbit's," cried Douglas. Little Sheep brushed his tickly fleece against Douglas's big nose. "Ah, ah, ah." Choo! Out popped the sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were sheep all over the place. Douglas gathered them together and looked around. "There's plenty of room out here," he said. So Douglas and the sheep settled down and listened to Rabbit read a story. "Once upon a time," Rabbit began, "there was a big, big sleepover, and one by one they all closed their eyes and fell asleep." That's the end. What would you pack if you went to a sleepover? I just showed you some of my cool stuff. I showed you my snacks and my blankie and my pillow and my buddy and my book. Well, what kind of stuff would you pack? Look at all this cool stuff. We have some slippers and we have a blanket. We have a toothbrush, a storybook. That's always a good idea. Pajamas. We have earphones. We have a friend. And we have a robe and a cuddly toy. That's just some ideas. I'm sure you have your own. Thanks for hanging out with me in my blanket fort. I hope you had fun. See you next time. Bye.